Starting from scratch on Instagram can feel brutal. You spend hours creating posts, tweaking captions, picking hashtags, and all you get is maybe 100 views at most. 2 likes from friends, and just silence after that. But you know people are still blowing up in 2025 on Instagram. You've seen them small pages that go from 0 to 50K seemingly overnight. So it's not that the platform is dead, it's that the algorithm doesn't trust you yet. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through a system called trial reels. A simple but powerful way to grow on Instagram starting from zero by training the algorithm to understand your content and your audience. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to figure out what works, why the algorithm favors certain videos, and how to turn small tests into big compounding growth to gain followers on Instagram. So here's the biggest mistake that beginners make. They post randomly. One day it's a meme, next day it's a quote, then it's a vlog, and they wonder why the algorithm isn't pushing their stuff. When you're starting from zero, the algorithm doesn't know what kind of audience to show your content to yet. The Instagram algorithm runs on data patterns based on who watches, based on how long they stay, and what they interact with. And if your content is all over the place, the system can't classify you. And that's where trial reels comes in. The idea is to test multiple angles quickly, so you could teach the algorithm what you're about and discover what the audience actually cares about watching. So here's exactly how to do it. You want to pick 3 to 5 content angles inside your niche. So let's say you're in fitness. Your angles could be workout tips, gym humor, nutrition myths, personal motivation, product reviews. The list goes on. Then you want to make one short reel for each angle idea. Don't make it longer than 15 to 25 seconds max. And don't worry about the production value yet. Right now, your goal is just getting data. It's not about perfection right now. You just need to put something out. Then you want to post them over for a week. After that, after you get the data, you want to check the retention of the data, the comments, and the shares, not just the likes. All that's important. Let me give you a quick example. When I tested this method on a new page, I posted 5 reels in 1 week. The first 4 barely hit 300 views. The 5th one hit a whopping 1 million views. And it was just a simple video about how to get funding with credit. And why did this happen? It was because the topic was so clear. And my structure was clean too, so the algorithm figured out who to push this video to. If you guys are getting value from this video so far, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You won't find videos like this anywhere else talking about how to grow your Instagram and monetize it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. You see, that's the power of trial reels. You're not just posting and hoping, you're training the system. So here are some common mistakes that people make. They spend 8 hours making their first post. Don't do that. The first 10 reels is just data collection. You're supposed to fail. This is what's going to make you that nice reel. So failing is good because you're going to keep tweaking on the fail. Another thing they do is they give up on the first 2 tries. Listen, it often takes 5 to 10 posts before the algorithm finds your audience cluster. So now you got a few reels out. But how you structure them determines if you get 1,000 views, 100,000 views, or 1,000,000 views. Structure your reels for maximum engagement. If the first step is about testing, now, this step is about building retention because Instagram doesn't promote based on who posts the most. It promotes based on who keeps viewers watching the longest. Think of it like this. When somebody watches your reel to the end, or better yet, replays it, it tells Instagram that your video is valuable. So the algorithm's like, okay, show it to more people since they see value in your video. So the structure of video directly impacts how Instagram treats it. So here's the formula that works in 2025. So first is you need a good hook. Your hook has one job. It's to make people stop scrolling. Start with motion, emotion, or contradiction. For example, you're editing your reels wrong and it's killing your reach. Or this one change got me 10x followers in 7 days. You see why this works? People don't stop for information. They stop for tension and emotion. Next is giving value. You want to have your value section. Deliver your tips immediately. Don't talk around it. Just show it. So let's say you're explaining how to find trending sounds, right? Literally screen record yourself, scrolling through Instagram's audio tab. Explain why sounds under 10K plays gives you a better chance of getting recommended. And the reason for that is because fewer creators are competing in that audio. So if there's a lot of demand and little supply, Instagram's going to push out your video a lot more because there's no competition. Another thing is you want to add a retention loop. So drop a curiosity hook midway. And it could be something like, but the real mistake isn't your sound. It's this part right here. You see how that creates a small mental loop? That keeps people watching for closure. And then you have your call to action. End with an engagement prompt that feels natural. For example, if this helped, comment the word algorithm, and I'll share the advanced version in the next video. So here are some common misconceptions that people make. People think trending sounds alone is what makes a reel blow up, but they don't. Watch time matters far more. Another mistake is people's intros are way too long. They spend 10 seconds making their intro. If your intro's too long, people are going to get bored and they're just going to click off. And that means your retention is going to be low. So make sure you get straight to the point and you let them know what your video is about so they don't click off. Quick example of this is one of my reels hit over 1 million views. Not because it was flashy, because it got straight to the point. It had a great hook, clear value, small curiosity gap at like the 10-second mark, which got people wanting to know more to watch the whole video. So scale what works. Once one of your trial runs perform well, don't move on. Duplicate the success pattern. Here's why. Instagram's distribution happens in waves. The first wave, test your video with a small group. So this could be lookalike audiences or your followers. If retention and engagement are high, it'll move to a second wave. So this will be broader users with similar interests. Repeated success in the same topic signals this creator consistently satisfies this audience. And that's how you get snowball growth. So here's how to scale effectively. First, you want to find your top performing reels using insights. And when you get there, you want to check watch time, saves, and shares. Then you want to make 3 to 5 variations of that same topic. So keep it the same, but just switch one element. This could be the background, the delivery tone, or maybe even the hook, but keep it very similar. And then you want to stagger those posts over the next week. For example, one of my students had a hockey video blow up. So when we seen the video that blew up, instead of moving on, I told him to make the same type of video over and over again. And funny enough, he reposted the same similar type of hockey highlights, and those videos all did almost close to 1 million views each. And in 2 weeks, he was able to get to 0 to over 400 followers. So why does this matter? This matters because consistency builds data density. When Instagram sees similar watch patterns on multiple videos, it clusters your profile into an audience segment, meaning your future posts will automatically get pushed to those future users. So here's a common mistake that people make. People chase novelty way too early, meaning you should milk a working formula until the engagement drops about 30%. And that's how you get compounding results for growth. So now you're growing, but you'll hit a wall if you're not consistent. Let's talk about the schedule and the rhythm that actually feed the algorithm for growth. Post consistently but smartly. Posting daily doesn't guarantee growth, but posting strategically does. Think of Instagram like a machine that needs repetition to recognize patterns. The more consistently you post around a topic, the more confident the algorithm becomes in who to show you to. So here's the best rhythm to follow from growth starting from 0. First, you want to post at least 3 to 4 reels per week minimum when starting off. And you want to also post at consistent times. Instagram tracks audience behavior by posting patterns. Then each week, you want to mix 2 tested formats that work. And then you want to add another experimental reel that you're not too sure about. And then add a 1 engagement post. You could do things like polls or questions on your stories. That balance keeps your content predictable for the algorithm, but fresh for the audience. Quick example of this is when I follow this exact system, my third post each week consistently performed 2 to 3 times better. Why is this? It's because Instagram had time to test the first 2 posts. Then they was able to identify the engaged audience. And then by the third post, they knew exactly who to push the content out to. Here's some common mistakes that people make with this. Creators often panic post daily, thinking that volume is going to beat clarity. Let me tell you something, it doesn't. The algorithm prefers creators who post regularly and within a consistent theme. So here's a pro tip for you guys. Batch record all your reels on one day, then schedule them across the week. That way you stay consistent with your posts without burning yourself out. All right, so now you're posting and scaling, but the real compounding growth comes after you do when you post. Engagement and repurpose for compounding growth. Instagram's algorithm isn't about just measuring views. It's also about measuring conversation. Every time somebody comments and you reply, you extend the life of your reel. And if you reply within the first hour, you could literally double the visibility window. Because early engagement to the algorithm signals that your video is relevant. So here's how to engage smartly. First, you want to make sure you reply fast. You want to treat comments like gold in the first 60 minutes. Then you want to pin the best question or reaction so you can drive further discussion. Then you want to turn top comments into new reels. For example, if someone asks, how do I find trending reels? Well, there you go. That's a perfect video idea for you to make. Also, guys, you want to repurpose your content. So one of the best ways to actually increase your Instagram growth is by utilizing other platforms. So instead of just focusing on Instagram, you can go on TikTok, Pinterest, all these other social media platforms. And by posting on those platforms, it'll increase your visibility on Instagram because you'll have other traffic sources coming to your Instagram page. And the way you could do this is by using a software called Repurpose.io. What this allows you to do is it allows you to post one time and then it will cross post and repost all your posts on different platforms. And then you collect all that traffic to your Instagram page. So this simply works because it multiplies your content surface area. One good idea can touch 5 times more people if it's reshaped across platforms. And when other platforms push those clips, traffic loops back to your Instagram, fueling the next growth cycle. So how do you tie all of this into an actual 30-day plan? Let's wrap up with that. The 30-day trial reels plan. If you want a simple roadmap, here's what I do. So week 1, test 5 reels with different content angles. Just gather data. Don't worry about being perfect. Week 2, identify your top 2 performers and make 3 variations of each. Week 3, start a consistent posting rhythm. You want to do minimum 3 to 4 reels per week. You want to focus on likes, but you mainly want to focus on retention and replays. Then week 4, you want to engage heavily with people commenting and repurpose your content for other platforms like TikTok or YouTube Shorts. If you stick to this plan for 30 days, you'll not only have content, you'll have data. And this means you're going to know what your audience likes and you'll know what to post. And if you know what to post, you'll grow quicker. So trial reels aren't about luck. They're very far from that. They're actually about feedback loops. You're giving the algorithm small but controlled experiments and letting it tell you what works and what the people want to see. If you apply this method today, growth that feels impossible today will start feeling easy in the next few weeks. So guys, if this video helped you, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications. And comment the word trial reels below if you're starting from 0. I'll reply with one bonus idea that you could test this week. I'm out though. Peace.